There is a few things that I think is different, and one other thing I realize is when I come to this channel, and there we go. The first video for 2023. Not sure if you guys noticed, but I cut my hair. And some people asked me when they saw me cut my hair, they said, "Why'd you cut your hair?" And I said, well, several reasons. You know, one of them was I wanted to donate the long hair. It came out to about like 14 inches of hair that got cut, and I wanted to donate it to Wigs for Kids. And the idea behind that is it would make wigs for kids so that they have some hair, because they're going through some treatment, cancer treatment. And when you consider that, you know, it's a traumatic thing when, you know, adults lose their hair, at least for some people it is. Can you imagine children? So I decided to donate my hair. The other thing too is I find just having less hair, it's less to manage, right? So I guess all keeping with trying to be simple living, trying to sort of streamline things. So that's part of the reason there. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about just sort of the transitions in my little life that I've gone through in the past 3 years. This January is 3 years with this van, and when it first started, it was just literally just a shell. And over a course of a few months to a year, I started improving it and building out this minivan the way it is. And if you check my videos, there is a tour. I think it's the main video still that's posted when you visit my site, the YouTube site, and it'll show you a tour of the van. And not much has changed. And I won't mention the battery, by the way, because the last 3 or 4 videos I've been pining over this battery. But you know what's really weird? I've been fine kind of without it. And it would be great if it could run my diesel heater, because there were a few days where it was cold in here and would have been nice to turn it on. But overall, I just bundled up and I was fine. So I'm kind of like thinking, well, do I really need a house battery? Well, sort of, yeah, because the house battery allows me to do 12-volt cooking, and I've got a bunch of videos that I made with that. It also allows me to run the diesel heater, and very soon, and if you haven't started thinking about it, it's going to get really warm. And people, what's weird is people start thinking about just trying to stay cool when it's summer and it's kind of too late. So if you're looking to actually up your game, and you know, certainly if you want to make your van space, your tiny home on wheels, a little more comfortable, there's a lot of options on how to stay cool. I'm talking about this in winter, it's kind of weird, but you know, plan now, right? You know, one of the things that I do have is I have a RigidHVAC AC, which is the old one I had. It was more of a spot cooler, and it works well if you're in a place like Ontario where it doesn't get super hot. But if you're out there in Arizona where it's just completely super crazy hot, then it may not work for you. However, there is a new version that is higher in BTUs, over 2,000 BTUs, and it's made a difference. I'm looking to do an install on that, and that's probably going to be one of the main things when it gets warmer that I will do for this channel. A few other things, I mentioned it before, I'm looking at just setting up just something else for my van build, because it's done its job in many ways. One of the main reasons why I put together this van build was, one, obviously to travel, you know, and have a place to sleep or rest. I also did a lot of trail running a couple of years ago, and after a trail run, I'm just like completely gone. I need a place to crash out. And even as a place of refuge, like what was the expression again? My fortress of solitude. And that was an amazing term that I picked up from from Chuck, and to this day I still use it because it aptly describes that this is sort of like my safe place. This is where I could sort of just relax and not have anybody bother me or find me or anything. I do my notes here. I write my little short stories. And lately I've also been doing a lot of more of my programming work. And that's something that last year I was taking some online courses, refresher courses on computer sciences. And just to sort of see what's out there. You know, I do have a programming background, and a lot of it, not much has changed. There is a few things that I think is different, but I'm able to adapt to. So at this point, I'm looking at maybe introducing that into this Vanlife channel and how I'm able to do that in here. But also, when and if I start traveling more, longer periods, be able to do that as a form of like remote work, if I had to, right? So there's a lot of little things that I want to be able to do. I don't have I'm not a professional at this. This is what I do for a living. I have a full-time job, but it's something that interests me a lot and has helped me out a lot in terms of having a place to stay if I needed a place to stay. For example, if I went camping or if I went up north, being able to park at a Walmart or somewhere safe that I can sort of like relax without it being too much of a hassle. This van has done it for me, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, I was hoping this video would be like 2 or 3 minutes. It's obviously much longer, but I wanted to say I'm looking forward to the new year. We'll see what I can bring it. We'll see, how it transpires. Like any new year, there's a level of trepidation, but maybe you don't need to be that way. There's no need to be trepid or scared. Just remind yourself that you're awesome. And I know it's a word, awesome is an overused word for some people, but it's a word that I like. And I always say it, just remind yourself you could do stuff. Just think it through and work it through step by step. Improve yourself incrementally. Improve the situation incrementally. I think most of all, be patient with yourself. I think that's important. Okay, guys, I really enjoy your comments. I really appreciate, the time that you guys, when you chime in to say hi. And I've got so much out of this channel. And I'm hoping you guys kind of like it as well. Okay, anyway, this is goodbye. I'm just going to post it as is. There's nothing fancy. And I hope you guys have a great day. Okay, bye-bye. And one other thing I realize is when I come to this channel, my camera work isn't that great. Really, I noticed that with the other channels, they have all these amazing kind of shots and as they're doing stuff. And a few times I tried that and I realized it takes a lot of time to set up your camera shot. So when YouTubers are putting this stuff together, they're going through great efforts to get that shot to tell the story. And at this time, I just don't have that yet. I think I'm better than before. And when the first set of videos that I did, I tried a bunch of like camera angles and shots, and it looked okay. But I'm moving more towards more of this kind of stuff and trying to keep it as real. But I think there's a way around it. And one other thing I realize is when I come to this channel,